usually I would agree with you, but I keep up, I keep moving, this ain't over until goodbye. I miss the darkness and see a shimmer of cool light of light. Come to the sky and soar above, oh hi goodbye. I miss the darkness and see a shimmer of cool light of light.
All right, everyone, and welcome. So, we did start the stream a little bit late tonight, but we are going to try and get into the game as quick as possible. So, we're just going to have a quick little intro to little everything. So, tonight we're starting off with a fight to break out of bottom two in Group B, as the Bandits do hope to take home their first victory and break their two-game loss streak with a victory over the Nocturnals. And in Pool A, however, the Wolves will fight to keep their first place spot with a win over the Wizards in Game 2. So, if we any comments before the game starts, I do think that from what we saw last week with a couple of the players in other leagues, they are looking. Both sides are looking pretty strong. I do think that it is interesting to see some role swaps here from what we saw last week. Any comments?
I'm just interested to see so far which one of these teams is gonna come ahead right now. Because, like as you said earlier, Bandits 0-2 right now, really looking for that first win so far in the game. I'm excited to see them come out on top of this one. As for the Nocturnals, they're trying to get some momentum
Definitely,
and keep it going as well, right?
they're one and
And
one
yeah,
right now.
yeah, right. 1-1. Both I think they lost as well last week, so both these teams looking to bounce back from a loss last week for sure.
For sure. Now, I do think it is definitely possible for the Bandits to come out on top here. Considering play we've seen last week from some of these players, but it's going to be a fight, and it's not going to be easy for either side, especially in game one here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely going to be brawling it out.
yeah, definitely. I feel like the spot to watch this game is going to be the bot lane because they do got some powerhouse supports going in. You got Moyoshi, and it's 2 a.m. Even though 2 a.m. was top lane before he was traded from the Crusaders, but either way, that's going to be kind of interesting to see depending on what their picks are going to be.
Definitely agree with that. Role swaps are a little interesting, especially seeing some people moving from mid and jungle. I've definitely seen God King Karthus in the jungle before, mostly mid lane though.
Hmm.
So we're about to get ready to go right into draft here. Personally, I'm looking to see a couple of top lane picks here. I think blinding top here is probably going to be a good bet because jungle priority is very important right now.
Yeah, having a good jungle pickup in this current meta is pretty important, right? You got things like the Hecarim, Graves, Lilia, all these powerhouse picks, and if you can't secure yourself one of those powerhouse picks, you're really going to be struggling at the earlier stages of the game. So for both of these teams, I'm looking for a solid pickup there. We're definitely going to be seeing some bans thrown at that jungle pool very early on in the draft.
Also, there was a new spec link that was put in, so and the draft has already started. So just gonna read that real quick.
We'll be right back.
Nocturnal's first pick, Hecarim, and they banned Silas, Yone, and Samira. The Bandits banned out Kha'Zix, Katarina, and that is Katarina, and Set, and they also picked Olaf to counter the Hecarim.
Right, and you can see already though, Silas Yone taken off the table, already hovering the Yasuo. It looks like they're gonna go for the Orianna right there for High Reef in the mid lane for the Bandits there. I'm excited to see what they're gonna pick up next for the Nocturnals. Hecarim already picked up. Probably gonna be looking for a first draft bot lane here, as the Samira is already taken off the table. We might see something like the Jhin or the Ashe get looked for next here. Any thoughts on that?
I feel like Jin would be a stronger pick than Ash going into this team, mostly because the Olaf is kind of scary, and you do need that counter damage instead of that auto CC. So
Right, that setup from the Ashe not going to be that useful against that Olaf. Does have the Ragnarok to just run through anybody. God King Karthus is going to be piloting that one for himself. I'm interested to see though. We see there the Galio already picked up for Beanie. It could also be a flex pick down to the bot lane for Moyushi. We'll see what they end up flexing towards with that pick. Galio also very strong in the current meta. Just has so much CC into things like Oriana or other dive compositions. Very good just as a source of counter engage. You get a lot from that hero's entrance and the Shields of Duran just to get some extra CC taunt with the AoE taunt. And it looks like Misfortune there picked up for Devil's Alter Ego. We'll see how he's going to pilot that against the bot lane of the Bandits.
yeah, like I'm really hoping that a Shen is picked up for the Nocturnal to just go for that. Just if one person goes, we all go type comp.
Yeah, definitely the pull the trigger type comp so far for the Nocturnals. Hecarim, Galio plus MF, 3 strong AoE ultimates for them on that side. Kaisa picked up for the Bandits. Meanwhile, on the other side, interested to see what they're going to be able to do with that pick. Very strong pick in the current meta. You get so much out of the killer instinct. You can just reposition, use it to go in. We've seen I think we've all seen those highlight plays of Kaisa's just going straight into the back line, murdering the enemy AD carry and mid laner. So yeah, right. I want to see what King Caterwall can do with that on the Kaisa pick. Morgana taken away off the table, as well as the Mordekaiser. We'll see what these teams are going to pick up next year.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that Mordekaiser was taken off, because if the Bandits picked that up along with the Olaf, the Ori, and the Kaisa, that would just be a devastating comp.
Yeah, that would be pretty nasty. A big tank just to frontline for these two backline carries in the Oriana and Kaisa would be very good for the Bandits. So I like the takeaway of the Mordekaiser. Probably going to see another top lane ban going away. Probably going to be looking for that Galio towards the mid lane right now. Nami also taken away off the table by the Bandits. They don't want to see one of those enchanted supports down there in the bot lane. Things like the Lulu though and Karma still up. We'll see if Nocturnals are looking for something like that.
I was about to say Lulu. And they banned off the Rel.
Yeah, Rel, honestly, I think she's underrated. We've seen her picked a few times in pro play and things like that. Honestly, I believe she's underrated. She might lack damage, but her amount of disruption is just insane. Malphite now picked up there for the Bandits towards the top lane. God Queen Soraka gonna be piloting that for themselves. We'll see what they're gonna pick though for the other two picks on the side of the Nocturnals.
I'm hoping it's gonna be something that's a little more, I suppose, carry based, because we do have the Hecarim and the Misfortune, but if they get behind, then it's kind of hard for them to catch back up. So something I feel kind of like a Shen, or
Ooh,
it's gonna be Kennen. That's
just
a spicy pick.
Yeah, they're just going straight in on the Wombo right there. You got the Kennen, Galio. One of these guys is going to be flying in. It's going to be a backline destruction from the side of the Nocturnals. I'm interested to see what their last pick for support is going to be. As we were talking about earlier, that Galio could still be flexed down there. So you could see a mid lane counter pick against that Oriana. But I'm interested to see what they're going to pick here.
And then what do you think the bands will pick for support if the Galio is not flexed down there?
We could see something like a Maokai, pretty strong as well. Right now, Thresh. We still got a lot of these engaged supports. Alistar. It looks like it's going to be that Zillion. So we still don't know which one of these picks is going where. Could be a flex either direction. I'm interested to see. I'm probably thinking it's going to be a Galio towards the bot lane though, Zillion mid. I'm not too sure on Beanie's champ pool, but Zillion, we've seen Bjergsen pilot that before on the main stage. There we go. Leona last pick there for it's 2 a.m. on the side of the Bandits. Probably think it's going to be a Zillion in the bot lane. Interested to see where these guys are going to go.
Yeah. If the Zillion isn't the bot lane, then that's just going to be Poke City. Not really looking for any absolutely possibly game-changing engages pretty early on. But, they're still going to be able to hold their own with all the stuns coming out from the Zillion and the Misfortune. Just being Misfortune, so...
Yeah, MF just being her MF self, blasting through with bullet times and such. Something I want to point out here is this interesting combo between the Zillion and the Hecarim. Hecarim, known for amazing diving. We'll see what Tantabus can do on that. You got the chrono break, I believe is what it's called, to bring back your Hecarim if he does go a little bit too far. Plus the move speed on your W from the Zillion gives you a lot of utility for Hecarim just to get into these fights a little bit faster. But if they are not careful, they can risk the chance of the Hecarim getting a little bit too far ahead of the Zillion and just going a little bit too far in. So going in here, I'm interested to see what they're going to be able to do with this combination of champions.
I'm just kind of surprised that there was a pretty fast ban onto the Katarina. Because Katarina's not all that strong currently.
Yeah, after some of those nerfs, she did get a little bit weaker. So we saw her taken off the table really early. The Kha'Zix as well. They do not want to see Tantabus on that Kha'Zix. As for the Yone plus Silas bans, 2 hyper carries taken off the off the table really early on, as well as that Samira. That nobody wants to play against that absolutely disgusting champion at the current moment.
I hate Samira.
We've been talking a lot about the Nocturnal's composition at the early stages of this draft, but something we didn't point out for the Bandits was they have a pretty sizable amount of Wombo as well. You throw that Orianna ball on the Malphite, you can just get some nasty Wombo combos, layer a Leona ultimate on top of that, and then you got just Olaf running through your team. It's going to be really hard to deal with. Not to mention that the early composition for the Bandits is quite strong. You do have that Leona plus Olaf. You can look to make early plays for themselves. And then Malphite, just a rock, literally in that top lane, able to do so much work at countering some of these, more poke-heavy champions up there or, lane bullies up there. So good pickups for the side of the Bandits. We'll see what Soraka can do on that Malphite, if they can find that crucial ultimate at the right time to just turn the tides of a fight. And we're just waiting to get into game here in a few moments. Just waiting up for the rest of our teams. Kaisa, as we were talking about earlier, is super strong in the current meta.
Yeah. Just quick zooms, quick attacks. It's Kaisa in a nutshell. Kind of hate to see that she's considered an A tier instead of S tier, considering how much she's played and her win rate is kind of up there compared to some of the other ADCs. But yeah.
Yeah, Kaisa's win rate's pretty insane at the current moment, as we were just talking about. She is one of those S tier AD carries, along with Jhin. I'm surprised nobody picked up the Jhin here. But I can see the rotation towards the MF. She just gives a lot more in the type of composition you went here for the side of the Nocturnals. You get so much extra AoE from that bullet time that you layer that on top of some of these huge AoE ultimates from the side of, the Hecarim plus what else do we got? Plus Kennen there, and you get these huge amounts of damage and burst just in these later stages of these team fights. So going into this, I want Nocturnals to make some mid-game plays, while I'm expecting a lot from the early Olaf pickup on God King Karthus there. You got to do some work with that early. You got to invade. You got to be getting into the Hecarim space, really control the Scuttle Crabs, and just put a lot of work on that early on.
Not sure why. Okay, not sure why God Queen Soraka was hovering the Leona, but oh well.
Yeah, that would have been a little bit of a troll pickup there. Leona top, not really known at all. It is that Zillion mid, so we're going to be seeing that Galio in the support role. Regardless of where that Zillion is, you're going to get a lot of utility from the move speed bonus on his W. Just throw that on top of that Hecarim, and then Pony goes fast. So I'm interested to see what they can do with that. That mid jungle duo there, Tentibus plus Beanie, going to be able to do some work on those champions.
Yeah, just Pony goes zoom. That's all Hecarim is, and it's horrible.
Yeah, nobody likes to see them. Those ultra fast Hecrims just fly into your backline and just make huge amounts of disruption there. Orianna, though, we cannot, just turn a blind eye to this pick. High Reef on that champion for himself. We were talking a little bit about it earlier. Just throw that on top of a Malphite, and then you got a huge death ball just flying at you. Doesn't matter if you flash away, you still might get caught by that the end of that shockwave on the Orianna. So I hope they utilize that, or else I'm really gonna look like a fool talking about it so much right now at this stage of the draft.
Yeah, well, you never know. Some things don't always appear as they seem. Like watching some of the LCS games from today, it was kind of confusing about why certain things were happening. But like they do their own thing, just like how every player in LAS does their own thing. So
Right, for sure. And as Salt was telling us earlier, or we were talking about earlier before this game got on the way, both of these teams are coming into this week 0-1. So both of them definitely going to be looking for a win here. Right now, Bandits 0-2, not looking the best at the current stage. So really looking to pick up that first win, while Nocturnals are looking to bounce back after a shaky week last week. So interested to see which one of these teams is going to come out on top. Just a few more moments until we get into this game, waiting for spectator and such things like that. And hopefully one of these teams is going to put in the work and really come out on top and give a big showing for their team.
So now you can put up your tokens for your prediction on who will win, Bandits or Nocturnals. Keep thinking of Nocturne, but it's an owl, so
it does remind me of when I first saw the logo. I thought it was Nocturne, and then I realized there was a beak right there in the middle of the eye. So yeah, the owl, a little bit deceiving. Nocturnals are running that purple owl mascot, while the Bandits do have that high noon looking red bandit. We'll see which one of these teams is going to come out on top here soon. Spectator delay going to be starting quite shortly here, and we'll see once we get into the games who's going to come out on top.
Yeah. But still, I feel like this game is probably gonna peak at around the 20-ish minute mark. Kind of say that about every game, but it's also a pretty easy thing to kind of predict. But like, there's definitely gonna be maybe just one or two picks that's gonna change the weight of the game. Maybe not an actual team fight, like I always say, but almost never happens. But
yeah, not a whole lot of 5v5s we've seen thus far at the early stages of the LAS draft. But with these two compositions, that might very well be the case. You got Malphite plus Kennen up there, two big AoE ultimates. Hecarim versus Olaf. You got the Onslaught of Shadows. While Ragnarok on that Olaf can just run through a team fight. So God King Karthus, I was talking about it earlier, but if you can make some early game damage, or you can do some early game damage on that pick, you can definitely set up your carries to carry you through the middle and late stages of the game. Leona down there in that bot lane, it's 2 a.m. on that pick. Definitely going to be looking for some early picks with that Solar Flare plus Zenith Blade combo. Just set up on one carry, completely lock them down, take them out of a fight. But you do got some disengage plus I guess safety nets on the side of the Nocturnals. You got that Zillion to bring somebody back. You got Galio to just disengage a fight completely with that hero's entrance. And a lot of these champs not lacking in the peel department. They can do a lot of self peel. You got that extra move speed on MF's W there for Devil's Alter Ego. Going to be a little bit hard to catch these champions out. But when it comes to a giant rock flying at you from the top lane, hopefully these guys got their fingers on that flash button ready to just insta flash away.
Zoom.
Just waiting a few more seconds here to get into the game. Just waiting there for spectator delay. Nobody's going to be peeking in on the game thus far. 30 more seconds on that, and we'll be right into the game. Just going into this, who do you got your money on so far, Gavin?
It's actually kind of hard to say. Based on the comps, I'd say it's pretty even, but it just depends on how certain individuals do. Like if God King Karthus, sorry, if he pops off pretty early, then that might mean the Bandits will take the dub. But if Devil's Alter Ego gets that Kraken Slayer early, then yep. So now we're gonna go into a short break while we load in. See you guys on the Rift.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
All right, we're back into the game here. We got the Nocturnals versus the Bandits for today's game. Both of these teams looking for their dub after last week's loss, so looking to bounce back after a shaky week. Currently 1-1 are the Nocturnals, while the Bandits are 0-2. So on the blue side, we got Cannon in the top lane, getting run by Buppin Cup in the jungle. NCT Tantabus on that Hecarim, Beanie in the mid lane on the Zillion, Devil's Alter Ego, and Moyushi running that more Misfortune plus Galio combo in the bot lane.
The double ward drop there.
Yeah, so far though, just getting those early wards down. All right, now for the Bandits on the red side, we got God Queen Soraka in the top lane running that Malphite, God King Karthus in the jungle running Olaf, High Reef in the mid lane running on Orianna, and King Caterwall plus It's 2 a.m. running Kaisa plus Leona in that bot lane. You see a lot of early pings so far, trying to get some scouting of where the enemy might start. We don't see Hecarim towards that red buff just yet. We can see those early wards there, so they'll know they're on it. We'll get some vision there for the Bandits on Tantabus that he is starting his red buff on the Hecarim.
Yeah, kind of surprised they're still, being there. Okay, yeah, there's the sweepers going out to give them wards, get them early gold for that MF.
Yeah,
Always good.
A little bit of gold plus XP, right? You do get a little bit, very minuscule, but we see an early move up here by the red side. The Bandits looking for an early engage here. Taunted up it's 2 a.m. Nothing gonna go really in their favor there. They do take a little bit of a trade, but it's not looking too bad for the Nocturnals either.
Looking at this top lane, I'm kind of leaning towards more to the side of the cannon, just because there's that constant available CC and that auto range.
Yeah, you definitely get a lot out of the extra range from the cannon. It's a little bit of a taunt here to get that level 2 early on from Moyushi. They do get it. They do have the early level 2. I'm surprised not an engage happened, but it's because Devil's Alter Ego did not have that level 2 as well. But as you were talking about earlier, yeah, that top lane matchup, Cannon utilized that extra range in his favor. You can see a small CS lead already building up for himself. While in the mid lane, Orianna getting a slight CS lead there for himself.
Yeah. And looking at the jungle pathing, it looks like Hecarim may... He's just doing what appears to be a full clear. Probably wait up that scuttle. You see,
got a little bit of an engage here.
engage.
Moyushi getting real low already. Ignite comes down. He's going to go down. First blood there. It's 2 a.m. Solid out of them to look for that early engage on. They did even get the flash plus heal from the bot lane there. So solid out of the bandits to take advantage of that health difference. Moyushi was just playing way too far up in that lane. Did not respect the Leona early damage plus Kai'Sa's passive. Just able to just melt through him. While on the top side here, Tantabus and God King Karthus, you're a little bit too far up, Tantabus. That is a Olaf. You cannot really fight him early on. The flash does come out. BNC Buff and Cup does flash in to go follow him. Beanie gets the kill onto God King Karthus so far. Beanie looking for some more damage onto High Reef. Buff and Cup on the other side of the wall. Does not find much more. 2 passive stacks for there from the cannon. Not going to be able to find the stun. And High Reef has to flash away in the end.
That was a very good recovery from the Galio going down. They got this Nocturnal's got the scuttle and a kill onto the Olaf, so that kind of delays the possible snowball this early, which is very good for them.
Yeah, and crucially, they did get that flash out of God King Karthus. Not going to be able to look to make any plays with that at the current stage of the game. While Tantabus did pick up that assist plus Scuttle Crab, as you were talking about earlier, Beanie did pick up that kill, so High Reef not going to be looking in the best of spots right there in the mid lane. Is down that flash, so hopefully he can just bounce back and not take too much of a loss there in the mid lane because of that.
Yeah, still looking. CSs are still pretty even, except for really mid. And top lane, I feel like it's just going to be continuous poke.
Yeah, Hecarim as well. You can see there, Tantabus already able to get a slight CS lead over him, like 1 or 2 camps after he clears out his chickens and goes to the wolves. Gromp going to be spawning up here soon, able to get about 12 or 8 CS lead onto that Olaf. So as the Hecarim, you're going to be feeling pretty good in that current situation. You want to scale up, get to the level 6 to really start getting around the map and make plays all over the map.
Yeah, first rack up, we see a Cloud Drake, so that's going to be very useful for both teams. Whoever gets it, get that 10% ultimate reduction, or cooldown reduction.
Yeah, going to be pretty good for both of these teams. Very ultimate reliant are these champions. You got a lot of go buttons on both sides of the compositions. You can see down there, though, the Nocturnals did have a huge amount of vision down there on the bot side. You can see Control Ward plus, regular Trinket up there near that top bush there towards the mid lane. Just a lot of vision around there. Going to be able to scout out a lot of early cheeses there. We see alcove Control Ward there. That little Poro just sitting there by himself, waiting for somebody to come pass by and clear him. Doesn't look like the bot lane of the Nocturnals are going to look to push too far up in their lane, as they did get solo killed earlier. Summoner spell's still down for them.
Yeah, still unfortunate about that, but also I feel like it's interesting for them to put a Control Ward in the cove. Like my experience, no one has really gone into the cove unless they're actually trying to escape, but that's still kind of, I'd say, an overconfident Control Word.
Yeah, we can see 4 members down here towards the bot side. Going to be probably looking for that early dragon and that Scuttle Crab. They do have full prio down here from the bot lane, as well as Zillion in the mid lane. It doesn't look like they're going to be looking for much, though. They do have the level 6 on both Hecarim and Zillion there, so you got that Chrono Break plus Onslaught of Shadows combo ready to go whenever that does come up, and they do start to look for stuff. Tantabus just sitting in the wings here, waiting for something to happen, but smart play out of the side of the bandits to, they don't have vision on the jungler, so they're just gonna get a reset off, look for some items here.
Very smart by them, but unfortunately that may cost them the first Drake. As we do see Zillion and Gallia start to towards that to help out the Hecarim, just in case Olaf does show up, which he is pretty close by, but it appears he was clueless about the taking.
Yeah, Olaf not really able to contest that without a bot lane there. We can see this game is really quieted down. Gold lead completely even from both of these teams. No lead really acquired anywhere. Cloud Drake is the only real objective picked up so far for the side of the Nocturnals. While both of these teams have a dead even gold lead, the action from the early stages of the game has really quieted down. Not much has been going on. Level 6s are picked up from both of these teams. Rift Herald has now spawned up. We'll see which team is going to make the first rotation up towards that objective. And we'll see which team is going to pull the trigger on that thing first.
You see Bup and Cup going in on the Malphite.
Oh, he does use the ultimate, slicing Maelstrom, not going to be able to do much, but clear the wave. Oh, here comes God Queen Soraka. He goes back in. Bup and Cup getting real low. Maybe he's going to have to flash away. Does not get away in the end there. Beanie is here to support his cannon. The little rat boy is going to stay alive. No, he's not. God Queen Soraka just destroys him with a Q. Now he's going to be able to get out as well. Flashes away to safety. Even use the Soraka emo to, tell him he's chilling. Hot Coco not going to do too much, but God King Karthus takes a huge chunk from that Zillion Q. He's just going to run down now. Beanie in a bit of trouble here. Uses the Ragnarok to keep on chasing. Beanie getting real low. Has to flash away as well. Onslaught of Shadows there from Tansabus. Going to mean a kill for himself. God King Karthus a little bit too far in that lane. Goes down in the end there.
That was a very good rotate from the Heckram and also Beanie, but I was kind of upset that Kennen decided to step back up, considering he didn't know exactly where the Malphite was in that bush. But it's okay, little mistakes. Didn't really cost him that much.
Yeah, not going to mean too much in that jungle matchup. He does get that kill. It's going to propel him a little bit more forward. Heckram almost 20 CS up here on that Olaf. Going to be looking pretty satisfied with what he's been able to do in the first 9 minutes of this game. Bup and Cup just getting a little bit too far forward there, not even using the flash to get away or to engage with that slicing Maelstrom. I was a little bit surprised, not seeing him just go in on God Queen Soraka. If you do get that passive stacked on the cannon, you just slow him up. You can get a second rotation of that passive with your slicing Maelstrom. And Beanie not having enough mana to, use the Chrono Shift onto the cannon to keep him alive. Bup and Cup, crucially, does not stay alive while God Queen Soraka stays alive in that top lane.
I'm actually kind of surprised about the Galio's mana conservation. Personally, for me, if it's this early and I'm playing Galio, then it's kind of hard to keep your mana kind of stable enough for anything that could possibly happen.
Yeah, did opt in for that Relic Shield. Is just going to be picking up stacks on the minions. Did not opt in for something like the Spell Thieves. Not that poke Galio that we've seen sometimes. It's usually this Relic Shield pickup there. So not going to be having smart out of him to not be spamming his abilities to waste his mana. Ultimate's now on every single champion in the game. I'm waiting for this trigger to be pulled. I don't know who's going to make the first the first thing go down. Who's going to make the first fight happen? While we were talking and all the shenanigans going on top lane, Rift Herald was picked up there from Tantabus. We'll see where they're going to be using that to get some early plates on. 3 more minutes till those plates do go down. And we'll see which team is going to be able to get the gold lead from that.
I'm surprised that there hasn't been more action in the bot lane, considering that Morgana's, or not the Morgana, Leona. I'm all turned around right now. That Leona does have that kill and also them finished boots.
Yeah, the Mobies finished on early on. You usually want to get that done so you can make some roams happen, but here comes Tantalus. That pony is going a little bit fast. Also the Shadows into 2. Does get the fleet back onto his 2 AM. Flashes away early on from him. Tantalus is going to continue chasing him down. A lot of damage going down onto his 2 AM. TP coming in, though, on the other side, though, from both top lane to Bup and Cup and God Queen Soraka in the back line. Not able to use their ultimates just yet. God Queen Soraka already used that Unstoppable Force to not do much with it. Bup and Cup real low here. Nobody goes down just yet. So an interesting fight down there on the bot side. Nobody goes down. Nobody really took any real damage.
3 TPs blown and not a single kill picked up. This game is probably going to take a while, judging by that.
Yeah, nobody goes down, crucially. I thought Leona was done for. I thought it's 2 AM had blown his flash a little too early. I'm surprised they didn't try a counter engage onto the top laners there. Buppy Cup got real low there from God Queen Soraka, so interesting that we didn't see a counter engage. Intibus now chasing down High Reef. Does follow him down. Uses a devastating charge to get some damage onto High Reef. BDT not going to be able to do much there to protect his jungler, but they are going to be looking for the second dragon.
Very good. The Infernal Drake going on to that Zillion and the MF and even the cannon. Just that additional ADAP is just kind of scary, especially now as we do see the ultimate going on.
Yeah, Slicing Maelstrom onto the Malphite, not going to be too much so far. But on the bot side, though, BDT getting real low, uses the Chrono Shift to try and keep himself alive. It's not going to be too much. He doesn't have the flash up just yet. He's not going to be able to get away from this one. King Cardwall picks up the kill onto BDT.
This might be the start of the turn for the bandits now that they're now the Nocturnal Zillion is down and the Kaisa did get the kill. It's gonna be kind of hard to deal with, especially now. She might finish up that first item after this wave probably.
Yeah, finish up that.
Looking at it, Zillion's the only one that has an actual completed item at the moment.
Yeah, that Ludens Tempest finished up for him. A little bit down in the CS department, though. Has been roaming around the map quite a bit. Has about a 20 CS deficit there against the Orianna. Here is God Queen Soraka just absolutely barreling down onto Butterfly Cup. Just does not give him a single chance to stay alive there. Just destroys that little Yordle in the top lane.
Malphite go burr.
Malphite just destroying that cannon there. I did use that Slicing Maelstrom earlier, so not able to get a return kill or anything there onto the Malphite. God Queen Soraka has been getting the better of this top lane matchup. Tantibus looking for something onto God Queen Soraka. Does flash away in time, does not get fleet up there by Onslaught of Shadows. Here is some more action down here on the bot lane. It's 2 a.m. just getting absolutely melted by that bullet time. Q does come down and do some more stunning. Devil's Alter Ego not able to do too much. Cardwall is a little bit, uses a killer instinct to go into the back line. It's not going to mean so much though. Usually picks up the kill onto King Cardwall. A double kill down there from the Nocturnal's bot lane.
I think that ulti from the Galio was a little bit overkill, but it was definitely worth it just for that magic shield, just in case there was that random burst of damage going on onto Devil's Alter Ego. But still good though. Bot lane is definitely the bot lane for the Nocturnals is definitely proving that they definitely don't have any intention of giving up.
Yeah, not looking to roll over and die just yet. Even after that early game death they took on Moyushi, it's 2 a.m. Not able to do a lot there at the early stages, but once you got that level 6, you're just able to provide a lot of CC and utility there for your team. So Devil's Alter Ego and Wayushi able to get the better out of that bot lane trade, while God Queen Soraka for the Bandits is able to just, again, stay alive, does not go down to the Hecarim.
A little upsetting there, not gonna lie, considering that Malphite is gonna be a problem come late game.
Yeah, as you get those more stats, the tankiness that you're just gonna get from your passive armor, as well as these other items, you're just gonna be so hard to deal with. Gore Drinker picked up there for the Olaf. God King Karthus is gonna be looking to drain tank his way out of some sticky situations coming into these fights a little bit later on. Kaisa there, not done with her first item just yet, looking for that first item, Gale Force. It looks like we'll see if she's going to be able to get that anytime soon. That tier stack, 252 extra mana that this MF has got, so we'll see what that is going to do for her.
Yeah, looking at it, we do see that Olaf has finished up his Gore Drinker, so he may try to get himself back into this game pretty soon.
It has just been, PvE farming for the last few minutes of this game. It is down a level onto Tantibus, that Hecarim, just getting the better out of the early game skirmishes, able to find a kill, plus an assist, get those early Scuttle Crabs, definitely paying in dividends there for himself. Just clearing out some vision now is God King Karthus. The next dragon not up for another 40 seconds, so once that objective is on the board, we'll see which team is going to rotate over to it.
Yeah, so we do see the Orianna just now has picked up the Archangel Staff. That's a pretty hefty power spike for her. We do see the Divine the Divine Sunderer onto the Hecarim. So that's also another very big power spike. I feel like that the Divine Sunderer is kind of a broken item, but no one agrees with me.
I think it's really good into tank matchups like that Malphite, like the Leona. God King Karthus is a little bit too far up here, but hold that thought because Tantabus is going into the backline. Shockwave does come down, catches two. Bullet time just running through the enemy team. It doesn't mean anything. Red is now going in here. God Queen Taraka is trying to find the better out of the end stages of this fight. Has not used the ultimate just yet. Uses the Unstoppable Force to go into the backline. Tantabus is now ulted up by that Chrono Shift. King Cardwall is just flashing away. Cannot do anything just yet. Use that what is it called? Killer Instinct to go in earlier. Here comes Bumping Cup though, slicing Maelstrom into two. Gets that double kill. He's finding a lot of damage. Now he's looking for more. He's gonna be able to find a lot more damage here. He's using the E to patch out God King Soraka. A little bit more damage. Will do one more auto attack. Does not find it. Crucially, he doesn't go down. It's not a complete ace. The side of find that huge team fight win.
Wow. So there it was. That I think that was the turning point in the game. It got them that 2k gold lead and puts them onto Soul Point for a Mountain Drake, which is very good for their team.
It's 2 a.m. kind of hanging around here. Looks for that cheeky steal. Does not find it. Good out of him to just try and go for it, even though it's not really going to mean too much there. A little bit of desperation there from him and the rest of his team. That fight just went completely in the favor of the Nocturnals.
Very good positioning, even though Tantabus did get taken down. Kind of was there to pick up the pieces and just completely recover that entire fight. Because if the Kai'Sa wasn't that low, then that team fight could have gone very differently.
Yeah, the amount of damage that Devil's Alter Ego was able to put out versus that of King Cardwell's was like it was just humongous. The bullet time running through 3 members from the team of the Bandits, it was just absolutely disgusting to see how much damage she was getting out. Solid out of Devil's Alter Ego to just position perfectly as we were just talking about. Get that. You don't. Sometimes you just see those bullet times that just completely whiff and don't go on to anybody. Hold that thought though, because here is Tantabus. Does get exhausted up. It's 2 a.m. in a little bit of a rough spot. Now in between 3 members, going to be trying to use his Zenith Blade to get away. Does get fleet up. Does not land onto anybody. Gets knocked back with that devastating charge. Devil's Alter Ego picks up another kill. 9-5 now on the scoreboard. Nocturnals are getting the better out of these skirmishes. It is about a 2,000 gold lead now for themselves. And Bumping Cup on the top side, though, trying to make a return kill happen. God King Soraka doing a little bit of damage back onto Bumping Cup. Not going to mean so much, though, but Nocturnals getting the better out of the first 20 minutes of this game.
Ends up going on the High Reef.
Yeah, not going to mean too much. High Reef able to just position, get away in that situation, not even blowing the flash. Solid out of him to just, hold on to that, not get a little bit too nervous once that horse is flying onto you.
You may see a little dual lead coming in for Viola in the Hecarim.
Ooh, Shockwave onto Beanie. It's going to mean he has to blow that Chrono Shift back. He's going to get stunned up there. Beanie now going to have to try and use that W to get away. It's not going to mean so much. Rooted up now is him stunned up as well. Beanie trying to just get away. In the end, there one more auto attack will do it. It's 2 a.m. cancels it, but they're going to give it away to King Cardwell in the end there. Beanie a little bit too aggressive in his positioning, a little bit too far up in that mid lane. Solid out of him.
Yeah, a little unfortunate, but looking at it right now, the CS lead between the Morgana and Misfortune, I keep saying Morgana, Misfortune and the Kai'Sa is definitely starting to show, considering I was wrong. It was not a Kraken Slayer that was going to be picked up by the Misfortune. It was the Gale Force and the Kraken Slayer onto the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, Kraken Slayer with Kai'Sa synergized really well with her kits. Her passive stacks are able to do that extra bit of damage. And then once you get those 3 auto attacks from the Kraken Slayer, you get a lot of bonus damage there. So I'm interested here. See what they're going to be able to do coming into the 30-minute mark here. Dragon is up. The last dragon possibly is up here in 2 more minutes. If Bandits can fight a team fight win before that, they might be able to convert it into a Dragon Soul stall there for themselves.
Yeah, kind of surprised that there hasn't been more battles over vision around Baron. The Bandits have a control word there, just making sure that nothing happens at the moment, but that could change very soon.
It could change very soon for sure. And we can see the Nocturnals just have a lot of vision control around that topside jungle towards that Baron. Uh, Crucially, we do see that little control ward sitting in the Baron pit there from the side of the bandits, just so they know that they're not starting it anytime soon. Baron has been up for 2 minutes now, so the fact that Nocturnals have not rotated over to it means they do not feel strong enough just yet to win that team fight and get that Baron just yet. Tantalus, though, a little bit of a bad spot there, getting caught out so far. Uses the Onslaught of Shadows to try and get away. Ragnarok now blown. Here comes God King Karthus is going to try and look for some more damage, does not find anything else. So Tantalus having to blow that Onslaught of Shadows early on means he's not going to have it for this dragon fight coming up here soon.
He may. It's cooldown's already a quarter way done, so if they can stall for a couple more seconds after the dragon is up, then good spell, great for them.
Only 20 more seconds on that dragon. It's going to be spawning up here soon. We can see the side of the Nocturnals already clearing out some of that red side vision. The bandits here trying to just get control of the vision there. You see that is lit up with red wards on that bot side. Both top laners here have TP, both have ultimates. I'm going to be looking at TP in here as well. But you can see God Queen Soraka is just picking up this turret here. They're going to be looking for the TP here, possibly. Both backing up in their lane. We can see Kennen there just sitting in the bush waiting for the go button to be pressed.
Dragon has not been started up yet, and also a lot of shadows from
Here
Tantalus.
goes Tantalus. He's a little bit too far in, though. They use the Hero's End to try and keep him alive. That Chrono Shift also going to keep him alive as well. Bullet time into 3 members. Absolutely melts him. Devil's Alter Ego able to find so much damage onto the tanks of the bandits there. Beanie now flashing in over the tower. Uses that W to get so much more damage. Bumpin' Cup just able to find a lot with that Slicing Maelstrom as well. They're able to find that dragon. They find the team fight win. That is 4 kills for 0 for the side of the Nocturnals. And they find that win there. It's going to lead to that soul. It's going to mean that mountain soul for themselves. 13-6 in kills, about 4,000 gold in the lead. They're going to be walking up to this Baron now to try and secure themselves a little bit extra of that Uber buff and use it to close out this game.
Yeah, I do feel like if the Baron is taken right now, then that is just gonna spell game. Looks like they're not going to, because everyone seems to be up, and we do see 2 AM starting to rotate down there to try and reclaim some vision. Kind of surprised no control wards were dropped onto the Baron pit for the Nocturnals.
Yeah, Nocturnal's not getting that much vision around that Baron so far. They do get the scuttle, able to, catch them out if they are trying to do it. Bandits just not able to find the execution in that last team fight that they want. It's a little bit disappointing to see that they weren't able to find those ultimates with that Malphite. Not able to find the Wombo just yet. You do just have so many go buttons with the side of Nocturnals. You got that Cannon, that Heckrum. We saw that Beanie crucially keeping up his jungler there, Tantalus, using the Chrono Shift on him early on to keep him alive. And then Devil's Alter Ego as well, just a huge ultimate over the top, over the tanks of the side of the bandits, just able to do so much damage, absolutely melt them and get them out of the fight.
Oh, we have a second itemization. Looking at it now, the cannon seems to be trying to finish up a Sonya's Hourglass, or whatever the new name is. I didn't really pay attention to that, but he does have the finished Rocket Belt paired to the Malphite Sunfire, Force and Nature. Heckrum, the Divine Sunderer, and Death's Dance against the Olaf's just Gore Drinker. Unfortunate for that. We do see Horizon Focus and Luden's Tempest on the Zillion. Only a Seraph's Embrace for the Orianna, which is a little upsetting. We do see a Collector combined with the Gale Force onto the Misfortune, which is going to be a little scary, but it looks like Zillion might be caught out here.
Members up here, though. It looks like Zillion might get caught up. Beanie in a little bit of a bad spot. They do use that Killer Instinct to go onto him. Tantalus now in between 4 members. They're just going to be running him down. Ultimate does come down. Ultimate Unstoppable Force does lock him up. Beanie might be able to get away. He's going to get stunned up by the Leona. It's not going to be too much. It's 2 AM just chasing him down. Beanie trying to get away in the end of this. Beanie, a little bit more damage will do it. God Queen Soraka, one more Q, and you might be able to catch up to him. It's going to use the Blast Cone to try and get away. A little bit more damage will do it. There is the auto attack. God Queen Soraka destroys Beanie a little bit too far up toward that mid-jungle duo there from the Nocturnal. Solid out of the bandits to find that those return kills for themselves.
Yeah, that was I was on the edge of my seat there, just hoping that Beanie could get away, because that'd just be unfortunate that he just gets clobbered on after using basically everything, but what can you do?
Can't do much in that situation. You're just a little bit too far up in the lane. They didn't notice that all members from the bandits were off the map. You just, once you're stuck a little bit too far in that lane, if you got 5 members on you, Zillion can't do too much, even though he has that chrono shift plus that extra move speed out of his W. They didn't turn towards that Baron though. I thought they might. They did have 5 members up there on the top lane. Maybe a little bit too scared though from the side of the bandits to try and pull the trigger on that objective. Um, they did have all the ultimates from the 3 remaining members, so I would have liked to see that Baron push. Maybe you gotta be risky at this stage of the game. If you're down about 4,000 gold, if you don't have that Mountain Soul, you gotta try a little bit more risky things if you want to come back in this game.
Oh man. This game is slowly going back and forth. Like tug of war.
Yeah, a
As we
little
do
bit of
see,
a
there's the ping onto the Baron by the bandits.
Yeah, the Nocturnals, probably looking for that objective here. They could also just wait for that Elder Dragon spawning up in a minute 30. If they do just want to secure themselves that easy Baron. But they don't really need to. They are quite ahead in itemization. The AD carry diff isn't as huge as it was previously, but it's still there, right? You got the Mermana plus Collector and Gale Force compared to just the Gale Force and Kraken Slayer there for the Kaisa. So I'm interested to see which team here is going to pull the trigger on these objectives. This MF has been just slowly becoming a huge monster. Was propelled there earlier on in the game just with those kills. And if you see here, bandits now are rotating up here towards this top side. Might be able to find something or look for something.
Open Cup does have the TP, so in case they do start Baron, he could just drop in and give him a nice visit.
Yeah, give them a nice visit with electricity all over them. So I'm interested. D does, as you talked about earlier, does have that Zanyas now, able to just create a lot of space for his team, for his carries. If you go in by yourself, you even got that huge hero's entrance to back you up there. If you do fly into the enemy back line, 20 seconds now here for this Elder Dragon. We're gonna have to see a fight here if the bandits do want to even have a chance to stay in this game. You can see here both teams posturing around this objective so far. It is spawning up quite soon. Blue Scuttler Bloom or whatever it's called. Here comes the now fight. 3-man ultimate on 3. Does find the engage that they want. Could this be the fight the bandits wanted at the whole time? The whole game. It's 2 a.m. Here comes Bumping Cup though over the back line. He's gonna find so much damage so far. Chrono Shift does keep Devil's Ultra Ego alive. That 80 carry kill did not mean anything. Double kill now for himself. He used the ultimate bullet time to find some more damage. High Reef not able to do anything so far in this fight. He's just completely chunked out. God Queen Soraka, you tried your best, but it's not going to mean anything. The team fight was absolutely won in the side of the Nocturnals. You found the engage, but it didn't matter. There's just too big of a lead for the side of the Nocturnals. This is going to be the Elder Dragon now picked up for themselves. They could even turn it into a Baron as well. Nocturnals possibly could find a finishing move here with the last 2 objectives.
It looks like they are just going to start rotating upwards towards that Baron as the cannon does take up back. Hopefully he can finish up what I assume is going to be a what's that book called? Yeah, Morelos. Thank you, Sal. Appreciate it. Because I was thinking in my head, I knew what the item looked like, and just drawing blanks, man. It's not my night tonight, apparently.
That's all right. We can see here, bandits don't want to go down without a fight, but I don't know why the Nocturnals are so scared to fight this. They still are huge in the lead. They had that Elder Dragon buff. If this is a fight, they can definitely and for surely win it. We can see the side of the bandits are trying to go in here, find some vision. God Queen Soraka in the front, finds the ult onto Tantivus, but it's not going to mean so much. Here comes Bumping Cup, finds 2, finds 3. They find so much damage going down. It is just kill after kill. Double kill now for the cannon. One more is going to do it. Devil's Alter Ego finds a kill as well. Triple kill there for Bumping Cup in the end. It didn't matter how far he was down against that Malphite in the top lane. He finds the slicing maelstrom. He finds the kills. He finds the engage, and it's gonna be the Baron and the game most likely here.
Oh, that was a spicy fight. Just unfortunate that God King Karthus did get very behind very early, but yeah, this appears it may be the game, or at least the tower, mid inhib tower, possibly even the inhib, as they start to get more split pushes going out.
Yeah, Kennen up here now pushing onto this inhibitor tower. Only the Leone up to try and defend. Olaf is going to be joining them and the rest of his team shortly. This is an interesting decision just to not go run it down mid and end the game. You are stronger. You still did have that Elder buff for a few more seconds until it went away just now. Uh, I'm confused as to why Nocturnals are so hesitant to just pull the trigger and end the game being this far ahead.
Yeah, I am as well. It's kind of it's a little confusing, considering that could have just been game. With that Baron buff, they couldn't have or wouldn't have been able to just stop them as easily as they would hope.
Yeah, 11,000 gold in the lead, and they're still a little bit hesitant to end the game. Definitely a little bit interesting choice to just push out the waves, but they are pushing down the mid lane, so this could be what spells the end for them. The rest of the red side members from the bandits are moving up towards to try and defend this inhibitor. They're just going to be backing up for some reason though. They do have pressure, maybe it's because they don't have the jungler there. If they really want to play safe, they just need to group around one of these bot side turrets and just take it down. We can see Kennen up there in the top lane already pushing it onto the second top lane tower there.
Yeah, along with that, we may see the fall of the tier 2 bot tower as well.
Yeah, we see a lot of level 17s here on the side of the Nocturnals. Cannon, Tantipus, Bumping Cup, Tantipus, and Devil's Alter Ego, all very strong at the current stage of the game. While you have this huge Zillion just buffing you up, speeding you up, letting you do whatever you want around the map if you are this Hecarim. Bumping Cup now pushing it under the tower here. Beanie failing that flash over the wall. He's going to get locked up here. It's not going to be too much though. He is a Zillion, does still have that Chrono Shift to keep him alive, but a little bit of an interesting flash. Does stay alive though, so it's not going to mean so much. Tantibus now pushing onto that inhibitor tower down on the bot lane. Another one goes down in the top lane. It's pretty good out of them. They're making that try push. Mid lane inhibitor does go down now. See which team, or if the bandits are going to pull the trigger one last time and try to make this fight happen. They might not though. It's 2 a.m. now, looking for something. Doesn't engage at all there. Right, maybe it's a little bit too scared. Still not tanky at all. Is this Leona? Meanwhile, on the bot side, they do find the second inhibitor. They're all going to go down to the bot side. This is going to be a 3 super wave push.
I hope anyone who voted on the bandits.
Oh man,
game.
Rocka going into the back line, slicing Maelstrom onto 3. It's not going to mean so much just yet. Bullet time over the top. Now here comes the hero's entrance. This is just an absolute wipe from the Nocturnals. It's going to mean so much. It is a shockwave, but it does 0 damage onto the carries of the Nocturnals. It's not going to mean anything at all. Bumping Cup even staying alive after all that, after being the frontliner, after being the cannon slicing Maelstrom through the team. This is the end. This is the game. Nocturnals find themselves a dub after last week's loss. They bounce back, and they find themselves a victory here against the Bandits.
Oh, I think Karthus did get a kill though, so
did find that one kill at the end there to make himself look a little better, not ending the game with 0 kills. A victory there for the Nocturnals. It's going to mean a nice dub for themselves to clean out this week. A little bit of a disappointment there from the Bandits at the end. Now starting off 0-3 in their first 3 games.
not surprising at all. We do see Devil's Alter Ego on the Misfortune with the max or the most damage in the game. And the next one down was the Kennen Bup and Cub, but it was by like 4,000. So still good though. Still very good game from the Nocturnals.
Yeah, pretty solid game out of the Nocturnals.
All right. So now we're going to go into a little break. You can vote for your player of the game. We'll be back shortly.
poison. Anywhere I go, every step I take, it's a constant reminder to fight back or to take it all in. The question will always hang on to me. Can't live out with it alone. It's just that I feel lonely, looking for something to realize. Afraid of what's beyond me. I look into the mirror, cannot recognize the monster I'm seeing before my eyes. Breaking free, leave it all behind. It's all so harmful to me. Poison. It's in my veins, in my head, taking over and over again. It's in my veins, in my head, taking over and over again. Feeling all my senses, I'm under control. What do I keep going up?
All right, guys, welcome back. So, last game we did see what happened to be a little bit of a one-sided one here towards like the mid and late game. Wasn't very close, other than a couple picks that did end up happening. Overall, you guys did end up voting for Moyushi as your player of the game. I think I may have misspelled that, unfortunately. Just give me a quick second. But other than that misplay in the very early stages of the game, he was able to be there when his team needed him. Just getting those Galio ultimates to buy the cannon some time, buy the Hecarim some time to just dive in and make sure they don't die, and was able to enable the Zilean to walk up with that gigantic zone control from his R, which allowed the Hecarim and the cannon to just do their jobs without Without the Galio, I don't think it would have been possible for that Hecarim to have walked up so far, arched straight into the entire backline, and just live. I know it's a little bit, without the Zillion, it was definitely not possible either, but that Zillion could have been zoned without a Galio ultimate just protecting him with that gigantic magic shield. So we're just going to send it quickly over to draft. Hopefully you guys are ready to see what we've got in store for us in Game 2. See you in a sec.
Woo! Wolves Wizards, let's go. I do
Wolves
know.
versus the Wizards. Get
I do
into
know
this game.
players. I do know players on both teams, so it's gonna be very great to see the clashes coming forward.
Yeah,
Should
I
you say
see.
Yasuo ban?
Yeah, Yasuo already taken away from Oath there. Is a Yasuo player. I've seen him in the GRLCS. I've casted through that. Oath, pretty. I'd say we're pretty decent friends there. I know him pretty well. I've watched a lot of his games, so the Yasuo already taken off the table there. So I'm interested to see what they're gonna go here towards next for the Wizards. And you said you know a lot of these players, Gavin. So I'm interested in what you think about these bands so far.
Yeah. So I'm glad to see. Well, well, it's unfortunate to see the Yasuo for Oath, which you mentioned. The Olaf for Parma YT, which is probably one of his best champions, I would have to say. Uh, and also Charm Reformed, his Anivia was taken away, which is also very scary. And Jar Jar has been seen to play Anivia support. Uh, that's a nightmare. And then the Wukong taken away from Dallas, it's also a very good band because Wukong, everyone knows the bonk monkey, just runs up, hits them, and then runs away. But especially on someone like Dallas who likes to play those carry top lanes, it's devastating.
Yeah, devastating to get that pick out of the way already. Leona is the first pick there for the Wolves. Is going to be going down towards Jar Jar. I'm going to be interested to see what he can do on that champ. We just saw Leona take a loss. So if they can get that dub there, it's going to definitely bolster up the win rate for that champion in the league so far. Seraphine and Kaisa, though, now picked up for the side of the Wizards, is most likely going to be going down there towards the bot lane for Meliodas and a red wheelbarrow.
Kind of surprised to see the bands going on to fly this early, considering now we picked up the Tristana. So Tristana, Leona, that's going to be a little tough to deal with as these squishier bot laners that the Wizards picked up, along with the Ahri.
Yeah, Ari
Surprised
now
that
picked
wasn't
up.
surprised that wasn't banned out as well.
Yeah, not banning out Charms, Ari there. A little bit of a questionable choice so far. Maybe Oath feeling good into that matchup. Does still have some of these carry picks he likes to go towards. We'll see if a Cassidy or something else is going to be picked up. They might just throw some more bans towards him. They could look for an early pick for jungler here. The Hecarim not banned away just yet. We just saw it run rampant in the last game. That Horde's going completely crazy. Just destroying the enemy team there. No Galio just yet either. Just saw that also get a win in the last game. Kane there now being hovered a few more seconds. We'll see if they go for it. They do end up picking it. It is going up there for Perma White.
That's a very good pick. Perma YT is also a very good Kane. As has been shown on stream multiple times during the last split, I despise Kane with the greatest passion that has ever been known by mankind. But if it does good and I'm not up against it, then I'm not complaining.
Yeah, for sure. Perma White going toward YT, going towards that Kane so far. Yorick getting banned away from Legend. They do not want to see that 1v9 side lane Yorick play from him up there in the top lane. Quinn taken away on the other side though from Dallas.
Why don't they want to see the York, man? He's been on stream with York once, and it's so upsetting because it will never happen again because everyone just thinks that York is the reason why the team wins, but it's really everybody. Like Legend is a very good like team hype man. Like he always looks at the bright side of things and just doesn't purposely int.
That's always a great thing to have on a team. Somebody who does not purposely int. Definitely not going to be running it down on that Yorick. Just looking at his stats real quick from solo queue, he has been spamming it quite a bit. Maybe that's why I think it's a good pick to take away from him. We still see no more mid lanes taken away from Oath. just at Yasuo at the very early stages of the game. Malphite now taken away off the table from Dallas. They don't want to see a Malphite either, whether it's inting or destroying the top lane. So solid takeaway there. Cassidy as well, taken away from Oath. So 2 of his best champions taken off the table so far. Not going to be able to do too much there about it. So Oath going to be looking probably for a final pick here, or they might just go for his champ here and save counter pick for the top lane.
I would hope that they give Oath the counter pick, like the absolute counter pick, and maybe some flexes coming in. I would love to see a Vladimir for some reason.
Yeah, Vlad, just one of those hyperscaling champs. It's going to be the Volibear picked up there, going up there for Legend. Also been playing Volibear in his solo queue. Volibear, honestly, I think is still overpowered. At least for top lane, there's not a whole lot of champs who can just 1v1 him up there in that top lane. Great into tanks, great into other melee bruisers. One of the few champs who can just absolutely obliterate, things like Aurelia, Kali. So solid pickup there for the side of the Wizards so far. Wolves with their last 2 picks, hovering that Scion so far. They're gonna opt into it, and now the next pick is gonna be the Jack. So this is Jack's jungle most likely there for Doki for the win. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with that, because we don't see a whole lot of Jaxes in the jungle.
Yeah, considering he Jack's jungle kind of was forced out of the meta by mainly when Poppy jungle was flaring up a little bit after her Q bug was fixed. But also just some other champions that just decide to just dominate Jax, which is not very many.
So it was the flex 300 IQ mid lane first pick there for the Wizards with the Seraphine. That's what I like to see. They baited out that Ahri. It's going to be a decent matchup there for the Seraphine in the mid lane. Both going to be on that champion, or it could also be a Nautilus mid for all we know. I'm interested to see which team is going to come out on top here. Pretty important match for both of them. Not going to be looking too bad for themselves in the draft. Both have some solid champions for themselves. A lot of engage, a lot of tankiness, and a lot of damage there with the Kaisa and the Tristana on the other side.
Big plot twist. It's a Kayn mid and Nocturne jungle.
Yeah, Kayn mid and a Nautilus jungle switch up there.
Yeah, what's with me tonight?
Mixing up some names here and there. No big deal there. It's not going to mean too much. Here we go. Just going through the draft once more. We were just talking about all these picks all throughout. Oath getting his 2 hyper carry picks taken off the table. Right there off the bat. There goes his Yasuo, his Cassidy as well. And the Seraphine, though, picked up from them was pretty nice. A nice pickup there. I just ran through this draft one more time. As you were talking about earlier, Anivia taken away from the side of the Wolves was a very smart pick. Takeaway there.
As well as the Nunu, Doki for the win. He plays a lot of Nunu in his solo queues, and he's actually pretty good at it. Even though during the draft, everyone was calling him an unorthodox jungler. Oh, it's gonna be a Scion jungle. Okay,
a Scion jungle. You like to, if you like to use that unstoppable onslaught to just run across the map as jungle Scion. Honestly, I've played quite a few games of it myself. It's actually not that bad. You get a pretty solid clear with the in between your Q and W. You do so much damage to the small camp, so you can just full clear the red side without taking a whole lot of damage. And then you go to the top side with all 3 abilities, and it's free clear from there. So Scion, not that bad of a jungler. The only thing is some of these ganks are quite hard to execute if you do not have that level 6 early on. As for the Kayn, though, I think Scion is going to be doing pretty decently into that. Kayn, while a great jungle invader and fighter, against some of these tankier members and who do a lot of damage, it's not going to be able to do that much. So I think the Scion was a smart pickup there for the Doki for the win. I was thinking it was a Scion top, but it's actually going to be the Scion jungle, as you were just saying.
Yeah, I was secretly hoping for that. Not gonna lie. Mostly because I've seen it a few times usually goes kind of okay, kind of evenish, but the Scion does get fed or force feeds his laners, then it's it's gonna be hard.
And
It's
some great. Yeah, there is Quinn and the Yorick bans just running through the second phase of bans taken away. We saw that Kaisa plus Nautilus picked up earlier in the draft. Honestly, I think I've played it a lot with a good friend of mine. I think it's a pretty strong combination of the two champions. You get so much damage early on, able to, proc that Kaisa passive just with a few auto attacks off of Nautilus' CC. So I think they're going to be able to do a lot of work in that bot lane with the Nautilus plus Kaisa combo.
I would I know it's not meta or even like remotely okay to do, but I would love to see a blue Kayn. Just mostly for that Ahri and that Tristana, because those two are going to be hard to deal with if they do get a little bit ahead.
Yeah, it could be a little bit troublesome to get on top of them with the champions you have opted into. Ahri and Tristana both having these jumps and dashes just to get away, self peel themselves. You do get that reset on Tristana when you're done. So I'm interested to see here which team is going to come out on top. Both of these teams looking for a win here to secure themselves a little bit further in the standings. And it should be an interesting one to start off. Or excuse me, to end off the night here.
Kind of really out of things to say already. Kaisa Nautilus, very, very heavy CC lane, as well as Tristana and Leona, so but people who've been around Legends for a little bit, they know to fly. They know that he's not going to stop at anything.
Yeah, definitely not going to be stopping anytime soon to fly. Going to be putting in some work here on that Tristana. And now we're going to be going into spectator delay here. Just going to be waiting for the game to start up in a few minutes. We've already ran through this draft a few times over. Tristana versus Kaisa in that bot lane. This should be interesting to see here.
Mm-hmm. So now you can put up your predictions on who will win this game, Wolves or Wizards. And also, if you want to make sure that you can still have a little bit of tokens left, you can always check that by exclamation point tokens. Or to see the top standing, you can do exclamation point top, and it'll give you a rundown of everyone who's in the top 10 for tokens at the moment.
Yeah, just a few more minutes here until we get into game. We got the E-Girl matchup there in the mid lane, Seraphine versus Ahri. We got the KDA matchup of the century. I think more KDA players on the side of the Wizards means they get the upper hand already. That is who my vote's going to be going towards, and I'm going off that margin to basis my prediction off of how many KDA skins the champs have.
Looks like no one's gonna be bringing them down.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I hate that. Why did I say that?
Oh Lord, yeah, going into this game, 3 KDA skins. I don't know why I keep going back to this topic, but I just think it's an interesting draft overall. Both teams with strong compositions, both drafted themselves some strong champions all over the map. Big tanks on both sides. Solid engage down there in the bot lane with those supports, Leona and Nautilus. While in the mid lane, you got these 2 mages that are just going to be spamming out spells left and right. Seraphine, honestly, Oath on that pick, I think it's going to be pretty strong. Seraphine is honestly an underrated pick in my opinion. I think she is very strong in solo queue at the moment. You just get so much utility out of that W, as well as the extra range from your passive. Just getting that double note passive. I can't remember the exact name of it, but with that beat drop on your ultimate, you can just extend the range so far when it comes to some of these team fights.
And I know she isn't on the board, but I am still extremely glad that people have stopped playing Bambi 2.0.
Bro, Bambi 2.0, that's my champion. I don't want to hear nothing about it.
Yeah.
Nah,
Bowling
yeah,
ball simulator.
yeah, Lilia taken off the table, not even on the table, not even being thought of. Not bad here. 10 more seconds until we get into the game. We're just gonna be waiting for the spectator delay to start up here, and then we'll be right into the game. I'm interested to see here which team is gonna come out on top, and we are now gonna be getting into the game and into the break as we wait to get back into the game.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
And welcome back to Summoner's Rift, everybody. Going into this, looking at the rune choices, we already see Doki with his dreaded TP smite.
Yeah. Doki opting in for the Scion jungle with TP Smite. An interesting choice at that, but we're going to see if he can get it with the dub. For the blue side here are the Wolves. In the top lane, we got Dallas on the Jax. Doki for the win in the jungle. He's already starting to troll. It doesn't even matter. There he is on the Scion, smacking the tower, trying to get some early damage early on. An interesting choice at that. Charm performed in the mid lane, running on the Ahri. Fly in the bot lane on Tristana with his support Jar Jar on Leona.
Also, you were wrong. There are no KDA skins.
No KDA skins up here, so no choices just yet. But let's go run down the side of the Wizards. In the top lane, we got Legend X in the top lane, run on the Volibear, Perma White T in the jungle on the Kayn, Oath in the mid lane, running on the Seraphine, Meliodas, and Red Wheelbarrow. Down in the bot lane, run the Kaisa plus Nautilus duo down there.
Yeah. Kaizen Nautilus.
Yeah, Kai's and Nautilus, pretty strong duo there for themselves. It's not to say the Tristana plus Leona isn't that strong either. As we just saw, though, we saw Doki already getting some early damage on that mid tier 1. Did about 49, like 17 health to that turret, so it's not going to mean too much. Both bot lanes and are just going to be roaming down there. No early shenanigans going on. You see a full bot side clear here for Doki, while Perma YT is going towards that top side to start clearing those multi creep camps up there.
And going into classic Legend style, he does have the Doran's ring on the Volibear to start his items off. Like, why? Why does he do this? AP Volibear he thinks is so good. His ult does get chunked down.
Yeah, going in for the Dawn Ring. Oh, Flash already onto Oath. It does get
Flash.
ignited. It's not going to mean too much. He does have the TP. Doesn't go down. Flash already. 2 sums to 1. They're not going to mean anything at all. Oath probably going to have to back here. Dallas already looking for an early fight up here on the top line. Legend taking a lot of the better of this trade so far. He's going to be able to chase down Dallas up there in the top lane. Not too bad for himself.
Yeah, already looking at the CS as Legend does get jumped on.
Dallas getting the better of this early trade, but here is Perma YT. Is Dallas going to look for the 1-2 outplay? Is going in onto Dallas. One more auto attack will do it. He's not going to be able to find it just yet. Does not have the flash anymore. First blood over to Perma YT in the top lane.
Damn, Red Kane coming already.
Yeah, that Ross Kane already going to be looking onto the table. Does find that first blood. Finds the kill. Oh, they're able to get pressure out this mid lane so far here. He's gonna have the support of nobody here. Doki for the win, a little bit in a bad spot there. It's not doing the best thing possible. He's gonna look for that Q, devastating chart or smash does come out. Oh, gonna be able to get the kill in the end there. On the bot lane though, Defly able to just go in, blow out that exhaust there from the side of the red wheelbarrow. Now Leotis is going to be looking for the kill here. Jar Jar a little bit too low. But Leotis flashing in onto the Leona. He's going to be finding a little bit more damage. That explosive charge is going to be able to find himself onto Meliodas. Donkey for the win is down here on the bot side. TP Jungle, who knew it was a thing, it's going to be able to find them a kill in the end here. And he finds a kill on that bot side. Perma YT is in the mid lane, Charmer form, able to just get away in the end. A lot of action around the map early on. 1,000 gold lead for the side of the Wizards already.
I bet the Wolves were going into this game thinking, yeah, we got a pretty beefy draft. This is gonna be kind of a cakewalk, and already they're already kind of rethinking their statements.
Yeah, already rethinking their choices so far. Not looking too good for the side of the Wolves at the very early stages of this game.
Yeah, looking at it, the first drag that is going to be up on the map is a cloud drag. So, and judging by the team's comps, we may see an Infernal Soul, if not maybe another Mountain Soul. Tired of these same drags, man.
Yeah, hopefully something like an Infernal spice things up a bit with that extra AP and 80 that it gives around the map. Corrupting pot start there from Oath. We didn't really get to highlight it with just all the action going on early on. It is going to be able to keep him in lane a little bit longer than that Ari, as I think Salt was talking to us about earlier. It was just the mana problems that Ari sometimes can run into is not going to be held there, but hold that thought because Meliodas is getting real low. A little bit more damage will do it. They do find the trade kill. It is support killing support. It's a support warfare, tank on tank battle down here. Two wet meat sacks just smacking each other down there on the bot lane. There's going to be a trade kill down there to fly for Meliodas.
I feel like this game is going to end up being a support diff, if anything, because looking at it now, as the hook goes on to Jar Jar. Yeah.
That is that's a lot of damage going out up there.
As Dallas, man. he was doing a little bit better in the trades earlier. He's now been chunked down so bad by the Volibear. So
yeah, Legend opting in for that grass from the Undying, able to get better out of these trades. You just get so much from that extra healing. Oh, getting real low there. One more auto attack will do it. Does use the B drop to catch him under the tower. Charmer formed. A little bit more damage would have done it, but it's not enough to keep Oath alive down there. Charmer form does find that kill. Here comes Perma YT going on to Charm Reform. That charm, perfect. Oh. He's not called Charm Reform for no reason. He finds that trade. He finds the charm there, and is able to get away in the end.
Oh. Very spicy, very spicy dives already coming in this early. It could have been a trade in the mid lane, 1-for-1 under the tower, but so close.
Very closest to margins there. Perma YT being at the right place, but it wasn't enough. Charmer form just getting the better out of that mid lane trade. Oath almost had that return kill with the beat drop with that Seraphine ultimate. Did not find enough damage though to get that trade kill back. Oath and Perma YT are down here on the bot side. Just gonna be able to get some prio down here. Look for this early Cloud Dragon. I'm gonna be looking for it here very soon.
So they're going in now, but they do have some wards being placed around there for the Wolves. And Legend does have TP, so if he does need to, he can just come down.
Yes, Legend and does have that TP advantage. They are not going to be able to use it, or not going to have to use it just yet. So Legend, so far, able to get the better out of these trades. It's a little bit down in the CS department, but it's not going to mean too much. You are just going to be wanting to, catch up in CS, farm up as that Volibear, get tanky, build something like that chem tank, turbo chem tank, and just run around the map. Legend getting a little bit of the worst of these trades. She now picked up there for Dallas up there. Going to do a lot of work here. One more auto attack would have done it, and it's not going to mean too much. Dallas not wanting to risk dying under tower there.
Mm-hmm. He still does have the TP, so that tower is probably not going to take as much damage as Dallas would hope. And there it is. It's being used up there now. Stokie did invade and take Kane's red buff.
Yeah, Doki, proactive play out of him to, realize, hey, we're going to trade this dragon for some camps. So we're just going to go for it here. And we might see some action up here on the top side. Stormbreaker does come down. Legend looking for some more. Does not find the Q flash onto Doki for the win. He is going to be able to go down in the end here. Not going to be so much. Perma YT does find that kill onto Doki. Going a little bit farther into the red. Kane does use the Scion passive to clear ward there. Here comes the bot lane action though. Meliodas getting real low there from that jump on the Tristana to fly, finding some more damage with that. Meliodas goes down in the end there. Here's another jump, 3 jumps in a row. A red wheelbarrow is getting real low as well. They're looking for the dive. One more attack would have done it. It doesn't go down. Red wheelbarrow barely getting away in the end there.
Oh, very, very lucky there for him. As the charm does hit Oath.
Oh, does get hit by that charm, does not find the return Q on the back of it. No true damage is going to be hit just yet. Beat drop does not find much that it was wanted. Oath getting real low, just getting the worst out of the trades in the mid lane thus far.
Looks like Perma might be going back in, but looks like he was spotted up by a ward. His Legend does get just stunned by Jax being Jax.
Yeah, Counter Strike, able to do a lot of damage back onto Legend XX up. Legend X up there. Dallas getting the better of these trades just now. Legend one, a little bit more damage would do it. Counter Strike does find itself. It's not going to mean too much. Does flash over the top. Dallas with the solo kill up there in the top lane.
Man, that Sheen damage definitely does make a difference on someone like Jax, considering, use the W and then the auto basically does the same amount of damage.
Yeah, you just get so much bonus damage with that thing. It's crazy, man. At the state of the map, though, 5-5 in kills, 1,000 gold in the lead are the Wolves. The Wizards getting the worst out of these trades thus far. It's not going to mean that much, though. Their Kane is starting to scale, get a little bit of a CS advantage. We can see Ross going to be most likely the choice with Conquer plus Gourd Drinker. Going to be one of those annoying drain tanks that we all hate to deal with on that Kane. Rift Herald was picked up during all those top lane shenanigans. They do have it on the side of the Wizards.
Yeah, again, going back to items, kind of surprised that there hasn't been more experimental things coming out for Doki.
Yeah, Doki not opting in for something like 80 Scion that we see some famous streamers doing.
Lethality.
Yeah, Lethality Scion, things like Prowler's Claw, something like that. So he's going to opt in for probably like a Bomb or a Sunfire Aegis, or maybe something like a Turbo Chem Tank. I could see him going for something like the Frost Fire Gauntlet or whatever the name of it is, but Perma YT, hold that thought, he is on the bot side here. He's going to be looking onto the fly. Jumps a little bit too early, not able to get away from the Kane just yet. Doki for the win is down here with that TP. He's going to be looking for some more damage. They do find the first kill onto Perma White. Perma White finds a kill onto Tristana, not going to be looking for more. Jar Jar getting real low in the end there. They're going to be finding some more damage, but here is the Jax. Dallas on the top lane, finds a shutdown onto the Nautilus. The meat stack is not enough to keep himself alive. Charm onto the Seraphine there. O's getting real low as well. Doki for the win, just able to tank so much damage. Perma YT is just drain taking his way out of it. This isn't a bloodbath. This is the fight that I wanted to see. Charm formed a little bit more damage to do it. Finds a shutdown onto Kane as well. It is a team fight win. Oh, the W does not find it. Void Seeker not able to find the damage onto Charm Reformed. Overall, a 3 for 3 from the side of these teams.
And gold is still very much even as the Mountain Drag is going to come up. So hopefully we do see that Inferno coming in. It's the fly jump on the Meliodas.
Here is the fly. Oh, Lord, man, that is a lot of damage. The fly able to just completely burst 100-0 onto Meliodas down there.
Woo.
Man,
so now looking at it, yeah, about 500-ish gold lead.
That 500 gold for the side of the Wolves there. Not looking too shabby in the gold department themselves. This is quite the matchup down there. It says there's been a bloodbath for the bot lane so far. Red Wheelbarrow now clearing out some vision. Knows he can't contest this dragon by himself. This is going to be a trade back for the Wolves. They do not have a dragon just yet. It is 99 in kills. And it is that Infernal Soul. It is going to be the spicy boy coming in here. So hopefully we'll see one of these teams just absolutely get like 3 of those and just put in huge amounts of work. Rift Herald was dropped down there in the mid lane. Dallas now looking for another soul kill up here on the top side. Legend not going to be able to do much about it. Oh, the stun hits, but it's not going to mean enough. Airborne is Dallas. It's not going to mean anything at all. Dallas barely staying alive. If he doesn't have another counter strike, it's not going to mean much. Perma YT trades one back. It's still a 1-for-1 in the top lane, but Dallas is able to outplay himself in that situation.
Ooh, the charm.
Reform dodges out of that B drop. Oath is just getting bullied right now in the mid lane. It's not nice to see. He is opting in for something like the Moonstone build, so he doesn't have a lot of damage. And so far, Charm Reformed has just been getting the better out of these shades. Perma YT now getting invaded by Doki. It's not going to mean that much, though. He has his mid lane's priority.
Ugh, man. It's just a little awkward interaction there. And for some reason, Doki is tanking the tower.
Tactical inting, some might say, just to get some bonus damage onto the mid lane tier 1. Wants to get to the base faster, I guess. And Charm Reformed able to just get some extra plates down there.
Mm-hmm.
Red Wheelbarrow and his partner Meliodas have not been looking the best in the bot side. Red Wheelbarrow getting most of those early game kills. 3-2 is his scoreline thus far. Noon Quiver is probably going to be going towards that Kraken Slayer on the Kaisa as we saw last game. Meliodas hopefully can be doing better in this matchup, but hold that thought because Dallas is in another 1v2. He's getting the better of this trade. A little bit more damage. We'll do one more auto attack. He finds extra damage with his W, but here is Doki, that TP Scion coming in clutch. He uses the ultimate. Tops him up. Unstoppable onslaught does go on to Perma YT. Dallas able to stay alive barely, but that counter strike means nothing. Dallas another 400 gold in his pocket. Now hold that thought because bot lane action is commencing. Use the blast to get over the wall to fly, taking some more damage. Meliodas getting real low to fly. She's able to get so much damage down. Uses the W, flies in. A little bit more damage on the explosive charge. Finds another kill to fly. 2 kills down there on the bot side.
Yeah, this game is starting to spiral a little bit out of control. I'm surprised that mid turret has not been taken yet, considering how low it is. But the first one was taken in the top lane a little bit after plates have finished dropping. And
Oath getting ran down. V drop does come down a little bit earlier this time. Oath now using the E, trying to get away. Charm is Oath. One more auto attack will do it. Charm Reform picking up another kill onto Oath. This mid lane matchup has not been going that well thus far. He is taking a little bit too much of a beating down there. Has had some jungle help too. So that Moonstone Seraphine, we're hoping is going to be able to scale into the later stages of this game, because at this stage, it's just not doing as much work as this Ahri is.
yeah, so we do see he did opt in for Red Cane. As Doki does starting to take out that second Rift Herald of the game. So we go 1-for-1 for them. I'm expecting a pretty hard mid push coming pretty soon with that.
They could also just wait for this dragon to spawn up here soon. Maybe look for something, that Inferno Dragon in about a minute time. We'll see if they do opt into it though, because at the current moment, they do have a lot of pressure on the side of the Wolves. They've just been getting the better of the top lane and the mid lane thus far. Actually every lane, because the bot lane as well, picking up 2 kills down there earlier. So the Wizards must then the bleeding or pull the trigger onto one of these members. Perma YT getting stunned up there, gets charmed up, but here is the unstoppable onslaught. Is he going to be able to find it thus far? And to 2 members, here is Doki, the tank Scion in the jungle. It's going to mean a lot thus far. It's not going to mean that much. Here is a Red Wheelbarrow using the ultimate onto 2. Use the ultimate is the fly. They're going to be able to find some damage onto the jungler of the Wizards thus far. Jar Jar now taking some more damage. It's not going to be that much. Jar Jar is able to stay alive. Killer Instinct into the back line. Able to just find that. Nothing onto him. Beat drop onto just the Charm Reformed. It's not going to be that much just yet. Another kill for him. Red Wheelbarrow is taking a lot of damage, but it's not going to be that much. The Fly is just jumping left and right. He's not flashing in as well. The Fly just chasing down Meliodas. This man is unstoppable right now. As is Charmed Reformed. This is just an absolute destruction the last few minutes of this game. The Fly and the rest of his team has just been putting a huge amount of damage on the carries and on the game of the Wizards.
Meliodas did get the kill onto the Fly, but unfortunately Doki was there to just W him away into the pits.
Dallas is here. He's looking for that 1v2, but his boy Doki is up here in the top lane. Dallas able to find the kill onto Kane. It's not going to mean much. Another kill. Double kill. Somebody stopped his Jax. This guy is unstoppable this far. Dallas with the Triforce, plus looking for that Blade of the Ruin King second, has just been absolutely disgusting at this stage of the game. finding kill after kill. 550 gold bounty now on his head. We'll see which team member is going to be able to pick it up, make that 700. This man is absolutely disgusting. That Jax has been putting in work up there for the side of the Wolves.
Man, this is not very looking good. For items, everything seems pretty standard. Kind of surprised that Red Bull Girl did not opt in for the Sunfire Cape. I feel like that would have been a better choice for him, considering he's going to be at the center of all the team fights. As Oath does.
Roger, looking for an engage here, but that is all just obliterated off the map. It's not going to be anything. Dallas under the tower, looking for the kill onto Meliodas. One more on attack will do it. Dallas is on a rampage, just dominating the game. He doesn't even care if he's under a tower. He knows he's getting the better of this. Perma YT now stuck under 2 people. He's going to get obliterated as well. Doki for the win, finds a kill onto him. Dallas is not stopping. This man is not going to let it continue. Finding some more damage onto him. Down goes Leona, but it's not giving anything. Dallas is able to find another kill for himself. He's just going to be able to take up 2 towers. He's not going to go down in the end. This man is unstoppable. How did this Jax get through the draft? It's an ace for the side of the Wolves, and this is going to be the game here. Using the Rift Herald to push into the game. Most likely going to be what ends it here. One more charge will do it. They're not going to look for it just yet. Dallas wants to get it off, but Oath is going to be here to stop it.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen a 3 charge in our Rift Herald. Kind of surprised that there wasn't a faster rotation down to that dragon. But it looks like they're going to try and claim up some vision on the Baron, try and end up this game.
Yeah, Defly and Charmer Ford able to just go onto that dragon themselves. They say, well, we don't even need a jungle. There's no chance of it getting stolen. We're just destroying you guys. And now we see a 2-man Baron already being started up here between Dallas and Doki. You got the tank Scion plus Dallas on his Jax, able to just drain tank with that Blade of the Ruined King thus far. They're doing it quite slowly. They are going to pull up some more members down here from the bot side. And what we didn't see last game was this, the early Baron. It had just barely spawned, and it's already being taken. The side of the Wizards are completely clueless as it's happening, and they're just going to have to give it up because they are just way too far behind.
Yeah, 11k gold lead. It took about 30-ish minutes for that to happen in the last game, but now it happens at 20, so...
We can see there Doki opting in for the Moonstaff build on the Scion. You know, Moonstone, or the Moonstaff build, pretty strong at the current moment. We can see both also opting in for that, but on Scion, it's a little bit questionable, but I can see the idea behind it. You get a lot of AoE damage with your CC and your Qs and things like that. So, interesting pickup there for Doki. As you were talking about earlier, you said he likes to do these more interesting style picks, right?
Unorthodox. Everything has been unorthodox about this game.
Yeah, for sure. From the level 1 death that he took to get some damage on the mid lane tier 1. Dallas, though, now with a 1v4, this might be him going a little bit too far, but he doesn't count. It still kills the Seraphine. Dallas taking so much damage, but it's not going to be anything. He's just taking up a little bit more damage. Will do it to kill him. They do find the shutdown. 1,000 gold into the pocket of Meliodas. They find the kill back onto him. Perma YT now chasing on Doki. They're going to be looking for some more, but Perma YT is by himself up there. Not going to be able to stay alive at all. Charmer Form able to just burst him down. It means nothing at all. Meanwhile, they're losing the game. Wizards, maybe they find the kills, maybe they find the picks that they want, but it's not going to mean anything if you're just going to lose the game here. This is going to most likely be the end. That is just the Fly and his support there. Jar Jar able to just do so much work in peeling him off. Doki for the win up here as well. TP Scion is up here. The Fly able to find a double kill now. Can he find the third? Can he find the third kill? Oath able to go down as well. Ace there now picked up by Doki. That is the game. This is the end. And Wizards go down in a crushing defeat against the Wolves.
I was not expecting the game to go by that fast. Man, I do have to say though, Dallas did put up a great performance. So did Charmer Formed. All of them just proved why they're probably like the top team.
Yeah, definitely showing why they are one of the top teams as of now. Dallas with an absolutely destructive showing up there in the top lane, 21k damage in that game. It would have just put in massive amounts of work. Not able to, and the rest of his team able to support him well. And for the sides of the Wizards, they just weren't able to get off the ground. Not able to get off the ground running and into the fights that they wanted. we didn't really see a single team fight except for that one in the bot lane where they got aced. So
Mm.
not the best showing out of them thus far. Uh, and yes, sir.
Okay. Fortunately, having a little bit of stream trouble at the moment, but uh, dang, yeah. So yeah, that was still a very insane game though. So Dallas finished 11-4, had the most CS in the game by actually one. Second up was Charm Reformed, 9-0-5. Man, I'm still surprised that even though Doki was kind of just doing his own thing, it's just interesting to see about how fast that game was over. 22 and a half ish minutes. Just, I was not expecting that. I'm not sure about what is going on in the chat at the moment. Yeah, well, like not even that. Just all the emojis. It's honestly concerning.
All right, there you go. Yeah, that was just disgusting out of the Jacks up there. Volley Bear just absolutely getting barreled on. I thought it was gonna be a volley, better getting the better out of those trades up there, but it didn't look like it. Uh, we saw just so much work put in there from Dallas up there. Just able to get some solo kills, get some 2v1 kills. It didn't even matter. This man was unstoppable. Got a bunch of plays up there as well. And we saw he made the difference. 21k damage most in the game. Just able to just do so much work.
Yeah. And coming up in a moment, you can vote for about who you think your player of the game is. And also, for some reason, it says Vapus and Canatin are on the Wolves. Oh, and there it is. You can vote for your player of the game. Who would you give it to, Gundo?
I think it's obvious at this point. Dallas, absolute monster performance. My second runner up though would be Charm Reformed. Did a lot of work in that mid lane, found solo kill after solo kill. So Dallas number one, Charmed Reformed number two.
All right. So now we're going to take a second to go into break, and then we'll finish up with a recap of the night at the analyst desk.
All right.
Alright, guys, welcome back to my little analyst desk that we have set up here today. So, you guys have voted for Mr. Dallas up in the top lane as your player of the game, and from what I saw, it was a complete Dallas differential. He was able to just play the lane really well, and it was incredibly hard for that Volibear to even do anything. With only one bad trade that I saw throughout the entire directed cam that League was able to show me, he was just able to make sure he got his bases off, had the correct itemization, and was just able to smash his lane through just really good play with the counter-strike, making sure the Volibear was never able to land his Q stun or able to land multiple W's in a row with the way he was able to, just utilize that counter-strike. Uh, the, I was a little skeptical about Mr. Doki taking the TP, but in the end, I mean, it did work, right? What can I say? He played really well. He actually did have the most kill participation on his team with 16 of it. Followed up by Mr.
Yep.
Dallas at 14.
Yeah, it was pretty nutty play out of Dallas up there in the top lane. You just saw those constant 2v1 kills that he was getting up there. The Kane was going up there to try and stop him, but it just wasn't enough. He was just completely outplaying both of them. And we saw a couple of those TP flanks coming in there from the Scion. So
Definitely.
I guess it was utilized to some extent. I was just interested to see how that Scion played out. Did end up going in for that Moonstaff build while the Dallas was just able to put on a showing on that Jax. So it was completely insane.
I mean, the Lunar Stone build is really strong. I do think it is really gold division, especially considering how cheap both items are combined, and you've reached that 2-item spike incredibly quickly. We did see the Seraphine try to build that, but I don't think she was able to have the impact that she was supposed to. I do understand that it is really good, but I think as a mid laner, you do have to orient yourself towards more of that damage, and I think Seraphine has been sort of pushed in the damage direction, especially with what Riot has done with her over the past few patches. I think you do have to play her as more of a damage dealer instead of a support nowadays.
Yeah, for sure. You got to opt into some of those more damage-heavy builds. Something like a Luden's Tempest or like a Leandra's Anguish would have been much better in that situation. We saw there, Oath was just getting absolutely destroyed by that Ahri. Just able to land charm after charm. Just get the way better of that mid lane matchup there. So I honestly thought it was going to be a Seraphine bot lane. I would have liked to see something a little bit more aggressive in the mid lane because Seraphine just into some of these more aggressive mages, she just doesn't do as well.
She's very susceptible to being attacked by either jungler or even just an aggressive champion like a Zed, like a Yasuo, or even the Ahri was just able to jump on her and make sure her charms were not able to land. And even if they did land, the Seraphine just didn't have the damage to do anything.
Yeah, even opting in for something like a teleport there, just not able to survive long enough to really have an impact on that game. For the bot lane, though, it was crazy to see that Tristana just going in jump after jump. The Fly able to just put a lot of work on that champion. Definitely supported there with the Leona there. Was just able to do a lot of work down there in that bot lane as well. I think they deserve a shout out. It was just overall great play from the side of the Wolves. Overall, this team just played great around the map. They knew where to fight. They knew where they were strong. And overall, that's why they got the win here. They just understood the map a lot better than the Wizards this game.
The Wolves were able to just play however the way they wanted. They just played the map generally better. I don't think the Wizards were super respectful of the damage that they were able to output, unfortunately. And I think they didn't realize the itemization spikes that did come in, especially like the Sheen early on from the Jax. The Volibear just was not able to play around the item spikes that he was able to get. Seraphine was just constantly behind, unable to match Ahri's damage and constantly getting killed. And the Kraken Slayer with the Hail of Blades on Tristana is incredibly powerful.
Kraken Slayer, I feel like it's definitely up there for some of the new items that has some hatred among people that can't really use it.
I think as an item, it is very strong, especially if you are building a lot of AD. The true damage passive on Kraken Slayer scales off of total AD. So having like a Storm Razor, like she went second, building a little more AD with that BF sword and sitting in her inventory at the final moments of the game, was able to just let that Kraken Slayer pass, which just do that much more damage. With certain champions, you want attack speed to make the most out of it, but I think with champions like Tristana or Lucian, if you are going to run the Kraken Slayer, you need to run that AD to just boost up that passive damage, because you're able to get those autos off very quickly with your attack speed steroids, or with Lucian, the auto resets.
Yeah, for sure. There, that bonus ID did a lot of work for that Tristana there. Something that I thought was interesting, just at the very end of the game, was they opted in to kill Dallas and not defend their base at all. So,
I guess Nexus for Dallas, kind of worth.
Yeah. Overall, you got the 1,000 gold shutdown, but at what cost, right? Like you just lost the game. Wizards not able to get the better out of this game thus far, and Wolves just going completely insane that game. To be honest.
Yeah, I definitely think that swap from the Scion, or from like Scion and Jax, we were expecting it to be a Scion top with a Jax jungle, and I think the swap was very smart. Jax is, other than the pretty weak early game, is a decent matchup into the Volibear, especially since he can mitigate a lot of the damage with his Counter-Strike. Volibear is a very auto-reliant champion, with his W being an auto attack, his Q being an auto attack. Just having that Counter-Strike be just the threat of having the Counter-Strike up to dodge those auto attacks makes it incredibly hard for that Volibear to play, and unfortunately the Volibear constantly didn't respect it and was just queuing or trying to stun a Jax with Counter-Strike up, and that just never works.
Yeah, it was not getting the better out of those trades for sure. I think, yeah, like you were talking about, it's a smart rotation in the draft phase, and I think that's where it started, right? We saw the Seraphine first pick, and my immediate thought was, okay, Seraphine support.
Yeah.
That's where we've been seeing it a lot, honestly. And when they didn't pick something a little bit more damage-oriented for that mid lane, I was like, okay, this is going to be already kind of a mid-diff game, just because you have so much more pressure from that Ahri early on in the game. What Seraphine likes to do when she's a mid laner is push in and roam, support around those scuttle crabs, get some early vision down. But when you're playing it in the mid lane into something like an Ahri, who can equally push and equally, keep the lane pushed up and the other enemy laner out of the game, it's just a little bit harder to pressure as that Seraphine in the mid lane. So I would have really liked to see a Seraphine in the bot lane as something a little bit more aggressive. I honestly think that was one of the big flubs this game. Definitely the top lane is the biggest point, but this mid lane matchup as well needs to be pointed out, in my opinion.
I think, like, we did discuss the fact that Ahri does have very big mana issues in the early game, and Seraphine should be able to push her out and rotate to those early scuttles, but the fact that the Seraphine just didn't have the damage to actually push wave made it a lot harder for her to do her job of being a roaming mid laner. She's not meant to sit in lane and trade with an Ahri. That's never going to happen. Your goal as Seraphine is to try and roam, help your jungler out, contest those scuttles, invade with the Kayn, try and get ahead that way. But unfortunately, the Seraphine did opt for a lowered power build, although it is definitely more gold efficient to go the build she was trying for. It did not do its job, and she was not even able to reach those 2 items. She ended the game with only 1 completed item because of how far behind she was. Yeah,
for sure. A little bit of a disappointing there showing from the Wizards. So hopefully next week they can bounce back. And in that first game as well, it was just a little bit disappointing for the Bandits as well to go down now 0-3. And yeah, this is just it was an interesting set of games today.
Definitely.
The first game a little bit drawn out. It should have been a smashing. While this game it was a smashing from start to finish, right?
Definitely.
We saw a 20-minute Baron. So
not even close.
Yeah, not even on the board could get the Wizards. And yeah.
I think that, the Wolves had a game plan, and they went into the game with that plan and just stuck to it without any troubles. But I think what the Wizards did, they're like from their draft, although they do have super long range engage, the Seraphine may be good at engaging, but she doesn't really fit the identity of the Wizards team. Like, they have a Kai'Sa, they have a Kayn, they have a Volley, they have a Nautilus. Their goal is to just dive onto the backline and try and split fights. But with a Seraphine's meant to be, especially with this Lunarstone build, as LS would call it, she's meant to just sit in the back and try and support her teammates, but she can't walk up, right? Considering the comp that they are up against, she's not allowed to walk up and support her team members as they try and do their jobs. And unfortunately, it was a broken identity, and we've seen a couple of these from some other teams, and the team with the broken identity usually ended up losing.
Right, right, and just to compound off your Seraphine point there, we kind of saw that in one of those mid game fights, right, where Sion just ulted down the mid lane. The fight was split up. Sion hits a 2-man ultimate, and then boom,
Yeah,
there goes your support mid laner who's supposed to try and keep everybody alive.
exactly.
And I thought that fights like that are ultimately what just absolutely destroyed the Wizards there, where they just couldn't find the fights that they wanted. And again, it's part of this lack of identity idea that you're talking about. It's just you got to know what you're going into when you go into these games. You know, you got to have that game plan set out. You got to know what objectives you want to play around, and you got to know what lanes you want to definitely try and get ahead, and which ones you're just gonna have you then play weak side and just soak the bleeding.
Exactly. And I think the Wolves so far have figured everything out. They are 3-0. They're just having a good time right now. They're able to do these unorthodox picks like the Sion jungle and like Jax Flex with the teleport in the jungle. It's just able to, I guess, overcome teams that aren't able to figure out what they really want to do. And if you don't have an idea coming into the game, you're not going to be able to play against something that's, I guess, out of the playbooks that no one knows about, right? Unless you have a true plan going into the game, it's really hard to play into something that comes out of left field, unless you're prepared or your team comp is just strong enough. And unfortunately, the Wizards didn't have that.
Yep. With all that being said, with that 10-minute explanation of every single thing that happened, no judgment. It is still a great night for everybody. Congratulations to the victors, and best of luck next week to those who do not see the same fate.
Exactly. Have a good night, everyone. I hope to see you all back here within the next couple days. We do have some more games coming up, especially the LRS draft happening tomorrow, and a couple more LAS pre-made games happening on Wednesday. So hope to see you guys there. Have a good night and take care.
Promises, oh, they just haunt me. I'm locked inside these feelings.